You did it last.
So when we're talking about working the longus colli and longus capitis, you guys may or may not remember the longus colli and longus capitis are the deep flexors of the neck, and they are behind the trachea. They're on the anterior surface of the vertebral body. So we're going to be going into this area right here. But we have to move the trachea. We have to get behind the trachea to be able to do that work. All right. So the easiest way to do this, I'm just going to show you guys. There are a few different ways that you can do this. I'm going to show you guys what I think is probably the easiest and quickest. And so what you're going to do, because you need to move this trachea over, but you don't want to run out of skin because you want to make sure that you don't choke them, right? So if I just take this skin here and push it that way, I might end up pulling this skin here too much. So I want to start in the middle of the trachea here. See, I've got these two fingers, middle of the trachea, and I'm going to maybe just a little bit to the lateral part of that trachea there. I'm going to take that skin and pull it towards me, right? So that's going to give me some slack. And then I'm all the way to this side of the trachea, and I'm going to push down towards the earth, towards the vertebral bodies there. And once I feel a little bit of a pulse, but I'm going to move over and get onto the medial part of that pulse. Now I'm going to just slide. Oh wait, before I do all this, let's get my client's arm out. Client, let me get your arm out here. Okay, good. Because we're going to be working in this area where if she starts to talk, it'll feel really weird to me, and it'll feel pretty weird to her too if she's talking while I have her trachea moved over.
Try talking.
So it's possible to talk. It's just your voice starts sounding kind of weird, right? Like it's just weird. So so we just need to let our client know, hey, while I'm doing this, talking is going to be uncomfortable, but I still want you to be able to communicate with me. I still want you to be able to tell me, hey, I need a break, I need to swallow, I need to say something, or it's just too much, you need to stop. So the universal symbol for I need you to come out and let's have a conversation. We need to check in about something. She's just going to wave at me. All right, so you just wave at me if you need a break from this, you need to say something, you need to swallow, or just any random reason, okay? So that's really the only signal that we need. And, he's being mean, but we get it. So you're going to come over here, pull this tissue to the side here. I don't know, this little piece of lint or whatever. Pull this to the side here, and you're going to find this space in between the trachea and the other muscles in the area, right? So I can feel a little bit of a muscle under here. If I come a little bit lateral, I can feel a pulse, right? Don't be on that pulse, be medial to that pulse. And then you're just going to push medially. And see the trachea is coming to the side. I'm going to just push a little bit more posterior. And I'll just do some gentle friction, and I can move up here. And I'm watching my client's hand. That's one thing when it's actually funny. Okay. And then you're just going to move up and down, right? And then slowly come back out. And you're not going to do that too much. And you're not going to do that for every client. So like, for the most part, the main clients I've done this with, if they specifically told me they've got stuff going on with their voice. Like I did this for an opera singer once, because he was having some real issues with his voice box. And I was like, well, let's just do some fine-tune work all around that voice box. So we even worked all these little infrahyoid and suprahyoid muscles a little bit. And then we got behind and worked. And that just helped him to feel a little bit more free there. And then the other situation would be if someone has whiplash. That would be another situation where I would make the suggestion to have that work, just because everything is very traumatized in the case of whiplash. And so that might be a little bit helpful. It may not be helpful, but it may be helpful, right? So we just don't know. So it's worth trying in the case of whiplash. And those are really the two situations. It's not something this is not like every full body massage you're going to do this work, right? This is going to be very select sort of sessions you'll do that piece of it. All right, let's do that last little piece, and then we'll go to lunch.